And linked data, we wanted this increasing value over time, so we had to find a way to link the various iterations. So we're now on the third iteration. And what we've done is we've pulled each set of data, or each sets of data, 200 sets of data, for each iteration, for the same iteration, into a single knowledge base. But we've got separate knowledge bases for each iteration, but mapped them across by department at present. So in human terms, you can visualize it through a slider that takes you through the different iterations. So you can see how the department looked at that point in time and at that point in time. So has the organogram project worked? Well, I guess the first thing to say is, what are the success criteria? And just referring back to the beginning to some degree, cost. Is it cheaper than producing this? And the answer is yes. Currently, support on organograms is about a day and a half a month, depending on what's going on, maybe a bit less. Like I say, this had 1.5 full-time people to produce it. And it's scalable. Clearly, more people can look at the site, or more people can pull the data down, and the incremental cost of that is relatively negligible. Incremental cost of one of those is relatively substantial. The officials who capture the data are much happier by the third iteration than they were at the first iteration. Things are better automated because they're easy to use, and that's partly people getting used to using the tools, and partly because the tools have been redesigned around the needs of the people, which is important. And the process has become more reliable. The removal of Excel wrap and other improvements over time has allowed us to make it more robust and resilient, and to keep it there with less support. There were some not quite so great things. Like I say, there's still a small amount of support necessary from the support desk every month, a day and a half. It's not a lot, but nevertheless, it's more than you'd want in an ideal world. And I think that's really just reflecting the fact that as it expands to new users have new needs, and new organizations have new quirks that the system has to be tweaked to work with. And secondly, users' needs change over time. If government is redesigning itself and the departments, the last thing they're going to worry about is the organogram at the back end. So you need to be proactive and keep abreast of what's going on and find ways to support it going forward. And I think our third learning of the not such great things in recent times has been that we use it, the organograms information uses the reference.data.gov.uk URI, which was supported by Thales. And with Thales exiting the market, it's caused issues for accessing some of the organograms data, and in some cases that's still to be resolved. So the importance of having an important stable supply base is even more visible. And it comes back to what I was saying earlier about if people are going to build things on your linked data, or if you're going to build things on other people's linked data, it is important that something will continue to be there and available, that it will be up to date, and that it will be reliable, and the quality is reasonable and reasonably assured. To reiterate my points then, right from the beginning, so the organogram project substantially reduces the cost of publishing. It solves a problem relatively cheaply, and that problem is engagement with citizens and people understanding government, and also enabling government to find ways to be more effective. And it also clearly fits with government transparency objectives. As time passes and more data goes into organograms, and instead of 3 iterations in, we're 33 iterations in, then the picture you'll be able to build by seeing the changes in the shape of government, particularly if you put other links in rather than just at the departmental level, being able to follow roles around, for example, will add a lot of value. And the value of the linked data will become more and more apparent as time goes by. It's something that's less apparent at the beginning and will continue to build. Okay. I think there's one more thing I wanted to say before just asking for questions. And that's one way to access the organogram data now is through the organogram Sparkle endpoint is the Flint-based, browser-based Sparkle editor. I don't know if any of you know it. It's open source. TSO's built it. And today we released version 1.0. So it's our first full digit of release. It supports Sparkle 1.1. There's been interest from Austria and from Ireland. My developers tell me it's the best online Sparkle editor going. So please do have a look.